everybody, and welcome to The Garage and the Court of Public Opinion. I'm Jeremy Cordeaux. Peter Clayton's behind the camera. I mentioned yesterday that I couldn't find, or we couldn't in our crazy, mixed up, eclectic, eccentric garage, this which was made for me by a wonderful craftsman. How you would do this, I don't know, but look at it. I mean, it's got green baize on the top, and it's got green at the bottom, and a beautifully made hammer. This is the gavel that we used to use in the original Court of Public Opinion back in the early 1980s at the old 5DM. I feel more like an auctioneer. No, that's beautiful. Just a work of art. I suppose in a sense, I wish if all the years that I've been alive, I wish that I'd sort of maybe learned a skill like that. You know, the ability to take a block of wood and create something really handmade, beautiful. Now that could be something to have in your life, wouldn't it? Pete, you can do this. You see, I can't. I'm a klutz. But you've put this Jeep of yours together, yeah, and it's about to be, I would think, nearly registered?
Oh, nearly. Yeah.
On the road, you better watch out for him around Adelaide anyway. It's going to be out there. It's going to be something.
Oh, it's beautiful.
A proper, real 1940, what,
43.
43 Jeep. Just like in all the war movies.
Yeah. MASH.
MASH. Yep. Anyway, welcome to the show. Don't forget to join us on Friday at the dining room table, jeremycordeaux.com, 3 hours live streaming. It's actually up now because what Tony Denton, the brilliant Tony Denton, and Andy Martin, equally brilliant, they've put this. Each time we do a 3-hour live streaming program from the dining room table, they put it up on the website, jeremycordeaux.com. So in rotation, it's going 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and every Friday we add to that, and we keep adding, and we keep adding, and we keep adding. It'll be interesting to see where it goes. Yes. Leon Biner with us Friday. And some other guests. I'll tell you about that tomorrow. In Elizabeth, by the way, it wasn't Elizabeth, it was here in Adelaide, Elizabeth Downs, I think it was. A crazed stabbing. Now, it's, I don't know whether I can call it a street crime or not, but a crazed stabbing. These people, they were all black Africans, 20 of them. Can you imagine 20 people descending upon you, dressed in black, some with black balaclavas, all armed with knives and machetes? Now the man, apparently, how do I put it, a victim of a love triangle, clings to life in an Adelaide hospital. Police know about these African crime gangs here in South Australia. They, number one, should not have left the police in this terrible situation. I mean, who let them into the country? Having been let into the country, presumably without jobs and affiliated to crime gangs, I don't know. I can't even pretend to guess how you would try to filter these people out of your population. I've got no idea. But they must be rounded up, and they must be deported. They must be sent back to Africa, where the violence and the killing is a simple way of life. You know, country after country after country after country, lawless coups, one after the other. massacres. It is just shocking. You really wouldn't want that imported into your country. I don't know how you would sort out the genuine refugees seeking for a better way of life from the criminals, the murderers, the butchers. I don't know. But we have to do something about it, because what's happening at the moment, and you saw it in Melbourne with these, I think they were Somalian. They just went around doing smash and grabs, and shocking, absolutely shocking. You can't just not report it. You just have to deal with it. Someone has to take responsibility for that. What about this bloke who's been hired here in Adelaide? I don't know if you heard this. I find it fascinating. He's been hired by the state Labor government, Peter Malinauskas' Labor government. He's been hired at $600 an hour. $600 an hour to advise the government on the problems of ramping at the Royal Adelaide Hospital. My God! And I don't know whether it sprang from his $600 an hour genius, but one of the solutions a couple of weeks ago was just to send the ambulances off to private hospitals. Who gave this government the right to pay anyone $600 an hour to advise on the problem of ramping? I'd want that guy's head on a plate. I don't know about you. Something else I saw that might interest you. I thought it was passing strange. Like this fly. Hey, Pete, I can't believe it's the same bloody fly.
No, it must be a different one.
That's really weird. I think it must like us, or it's a... I don't know. It's weird. Anyway, passing strange. Where was I? How much do you reckon it costs to keep a prisoner in Guantanamo Bay? Gitmo, as they lovingly call it. How much does it cost to keep a prisoner in Guantanamo Bay per year? What do you reckon, Pete?
No idea, but too much.
Yeah. A fair few in there. It is certainly the most expensive jail or detention program anywhere in the world. It costs $13 million per prisoner per year. Can you imagine the American taxpayer? Now, these were people who were picked up post 9/11, no, it couldn't have been before. It would have all been after. So these are potential terrorists. Would it not make more sense to not punish the American citizen and just send these people back to where they came from? Or if you're really serious about the capital nature of their crime, you would sentence them to death. I think 9/11 told most of us that they are quite prepared to sentence Westerners or Christians to death. But be that as it may, think about it. $13 million a year per prisoner per year. Amazing. And I saw this too. Florida, and I don't know, I mean, there's a place in America called Tornado Alley. You might have seen it. It goes through Kansas, famous for its tornadoes, as Florida is for its hurricanes. Florida, listen to this, Florida has been hit by 119 hurricanes. 119 hurricanes since 1850. But the last one was caused by climate change. I could say blow me down, but that might be that might be silly. Let me wish you a happy birthday before I say goodbye. September 20, Sylvester. Sylvester J. Pussycat Senior. Lovely. I love Sylvester. 1941 was the year. Warner Brothers cartoon character created by Fritz Freeling, Looney Tunes and Merry Melodies series. He debuts, that is Sylvester, what did he say? Suffering succotash. Suffering succotash. He first debuts in Notes to You in 1941, on this day. Orville and Wilbur Wright fly a circle in their Flyer 2. I don't know what happened to Flyer 1, but this was Flyer 2. The year was 1904, on this very day. Which, when you think about it, it's not a long time ago, and now we're going to the moon and to the world beyond. Batman Day, 80th anniversary of the first Batman comic. That was back in 2019. Oh, I see. So that was the 80th anniversary of the first Batman comic. Okay. Jim Croce, American singer and songwriter, Time in a Bottle. Bad Leroy Brown dies in a plane crash at the age of 30. The year was 1973. Saladin begins the siege of Jerusalem, 1187, and the Order of St. John was over there, the Knights of St. John. 1969, John Lennon privately announces to Paul and Ringo, George wasn't there, that he was leaving the Beatles. That was at a London business meeting on this day in 69. 2021, the first edition of Mary Shelley's 1818 novel, Frankenstein, sells for $1.17 million. A book, a manuscript, setting a new world record for a printed work by a woman, or I would think anybody. Terrific. Jay Ward, American cartoonist, Rocky and his friends, that's Bullwinkle, born in Berkeley, California, died in 89, born 1920. Salisbury Cathedral in southwest London, inaugurated in 1258. 1258. Sophia Loren. I remember I had to fly to... Oh, no, I was already in Canberra for some reason. Don't know why, but I was in Canberra and we had scored an interview with Sophia Loren. And we had to do this, oh God, hoops we had to jump through to get 2CA Canberra and other people involved. We had to record this interview remotely and out of Adelaide and out of Canberra instead of out of Adelaide. And but it was a highlight of my life, talking to her. What a star. Sophia Loren, Italian actress, the personification of exotic, beautiful femininity. Desire Under the Elms, Black Orchid. Then she went on to do all these wonderful grumpy old men movies. Jack Lemmon, and who was the other bloke in... Jack Lemmon...
Eli Wallace?
No, it wasn't Eli Wallach. No. I could picture... I can't think of it. They've both gone to... Well, they've all gone to God now. I mean, so sad. Anyway, she was born in Rome, in Italy, in 1934. They had a guest on my program in somewhere like 1991, maybe. Can't remember. Anyway, I remember the talk. Walt Disney's World 200 millionth guest in Florida turns up on this day in 1985. Jacob Grimm of Grimm's Fairy Tales, 1863, dies at 78. Churchill argues that there should be a United States of Europe. Well, I argue there should be a United States of Asia, with Australia at the head. I've said that before. Rachel Roberts, Welsh actress, died in 1980, born 1927. In an address to a joint session of Congress and the American people, US President George W. Bush declares war on terror, which would have been, I guess, about the beginning of Gitmo, I reckon. Students from 185 countries staged the world's largest ever protest, 2019, on climate change, culminating in Manhattan with a rally led by Greta Thunberg. Oh my God! It's like getting up and complaining about the sun rising. You know, nature is nature. Look it up. Google it. Ask the question, is climate change natural? It'll tell you, yes. Been doing it forever. It's amazing, isn't it? JFK proposes a joint US-Soviet voyage to the moon on this day in 1963. Playboy releases US presidential candidate Jimmy Carter's interview, which includes the quote, "I've looked on a lot of women with lust." Is he Robinson Crusoe? I don't know. I'm sorry. I do not mean to be frivolous. Thank you very much for being with us. We'll see you tomorrow. I'm Jeremy Cordeaux. Peter Clayton and I'll be back. Believe in yourself. Don't forget Friday live streaming, jeremycordeaux.com from the dining room table. Bye for now.